Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Rise of Evil 2-pack from the Masters of the Universe Origins line from Mattel. This was a Target exclusive pack. It was originally a little bit more difficult to find, but I think it's pretty readily available now. And this gives us a look at Keldor and Kronis before they became Skeletor and Trapjaw respectively. So pretty cool 2-pack here. As far as I know, not something that was done as part of the original line, but I think did probably see releases later on, like in classics and things like that. So it's really neat to get these guys in the kind of normal style of the original figures as part of this Origins line. So packaging here, really beautiful artwork here on the front. I absolutely love the artwork they're doing for all the packaging for this line. Looks fantastic. Extends a little bit down there onto the top of the box. Over here on the side, you get a cool look at Beastman, Triclops, Merman, Evil Lyn hanging out over here on the side. And then over here, there's some kind of little reptile creature crawling out from behind a rock. Not really too much going on the bottom, but if we spin around to the back, again, we get some cool artwork here with Keldor's forces fighting King Randor and his forces. And it says, before Skeletor and Trapjaw, Keldor and Kronis terrorized Eternia in their quest for total domination. So, really love the artwork. Again, looks absolutely fantastic. And then down here you have the cross-cell that shows some of the other figures that are available and shows some of the features like the swappable heads and then just kind of posing them in different various poses. But yeah, pretty cool packaging. I like it a lot. Very happy to have this one and finally add it to the collection. Going to go ahead and get these guys out of the packaging here and we'll take a closer look. So here are the two figures out of the packaging. I think they both look fantastic. We'll start with Keldor over here. I love the head sculpt. I think they did such a good job with this. He's got the long hair down the back. The evil goatee. Very, very cool. I like this kind of purple bat-like emblem here on the front. Otherwise, he's pretty similar to Skeletor. He does have normal boots. He doesn't have the kind of webbed feet. Articulation, pretty standard for Origin figures. You have the head on a ball joint. So it's kind of like a barbell system where it's one ball joint in the base of the neck and then one in the base of the skull. So you can get some good movement, tilt to the side, front to back, certainly looks side to side. Now, the problem is with the cape and the long hair, it can sometimes get in the way, but it's definitely manageable. Also, if you really want, you can pop the head off. And then the cape will just come off because it just kind of lays on there. It doesn't hook in any way. I'm going to leave this off just for a moment so we can take a look at the figure. But here you can see what I mean with the barbell joint. And then I will pop this head back on. There we go. Got the hinge and the swivel in the shoulder. Got the hinge and the swivel in the elbow. Hinge and swivel in the wrist as well. You have a waist swivel. You have a kind of ball joint here in the hip that will allow this to kick about that much forward, about that far, but it can kick out to the side pretty well. You do have a hinge and swivel in the knee joint. You have a boot swivel, and then you have a hinge and a rocker in the ankle. So pretty good amount of articulation. And like I said, the figure just looks really good. I love the new head sculpt. That's fantastic. But it does, of course, come with a Skeletor. But he has kind of like translucent plastic for the eyes. The lights are probably not catching that well, but he does have some translucent red plastic there for the eyes, so if you want to swap him out and give him a Skeletor head, absolutely can do that. He also comes with two accessories. He has the Havoc staff and his sword, and they both kind of start out in this purple plastic and then transition to this kind of translucent green here, as you can see. And he can hold both of these very well. Just go ahead and pop them in his hands. There we go. So I'm assuming it's just because they're like supposed to be lighting up with magic. At least that's my guess as to why they transition into the translucent plastic there. But they both look really, really cool. I'm going to go ahead and pop the head off again so I can get the cape back on here. And honestly, the head and the hair do kind of keep the cape in place pretty well. If you're just displaying it, it's not going to fall out or go anywhere. It's just kind of like if you move and handle the figure a little bit, it can kind of move around a little bit. But yeah, he looks great. Next up we have Kronis. Pre-Trapjaw. You can see he's got kind of a normal head. He's got two normal hands. He still kind of has this harness vest piece here. The expression on the face is definitely kind of goofy. But it's interesting. I mean, his face is radically different when he becomes Trapjaw. Obviously, he has a green face with a big pink extra jaw there, which he doesn't have going on here. And you have the same articulation in the head. I would say the arms, waist, pretty much all the same articulation as Keldor. The only thing is his ankle joint is kind of limited because of the boot. It can still kind of rock side to side, but again, that's also kind of limited because of the way the boot is. And he does have a boot swivel. It's just about halfway down his shin. But otherwise, I would say pretty much all the same articulation. But he looks good. He comes with kind of a pretty normal blaster, just kind of standard issue. Not really anything super exciting there, but it looks good. So I really like both of these figures. I think Keldor is definitely the better of the two, just because I think he's more interesting visually. His accessories are cooler, and I love that head sculpt. The long black hair with the evil goatee and the cape, I think all just really works. Kronis is cool too. It's interesting to see, you know, Trapjaw, and there's obviously something that happened to him that he had to get a mechanical arm and a, you know, face reconstructive surgery, but it's interesting to see him before all that. So I think it's a really cool figure to include, because obviously, you know, you see Skeletor, or Keldor in this case, you kind of want to pair him with like Beastman or one of his more, you know, Evil Lyn, one of his more kind of well-known henchmen, but they don't really have such a drastic change from, you know, their first form to their second form. So I think Kronis was definitely the right choice for this pack. So I really like this pack a lot. Like I said, it was kind of hard to find at first, but definitely has become more readily available. So if you're looking for this one, I would say just check your local Targets. Most Targets I've been to now kind of have a ton of them, and they're just kind of shelf warming. So it shouldn't be too hard to track this one down if you're looking for it. But I definitely think it's awesome. Like I said, we've never seen figures like this before. At least I haven't, because I didn't really get into classics. They may have existed in the classics line, but definitely not something we saw in the original toy line. So to have them at this scale, in these proportions, I think is very, very cool, and very happy to add them to the collection. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.